Welcome to TAO-Living, the Art of Living podcast with your host, Luke Corletto, where you will be supported to remember that you are the driver and not the vehicle, so that you can walk your life in trust. Welcome to this episode of TAO-Living podcast, the Art of Living. This episode was inspired by my evening ritual, which consists of, currently anyways, working on breath holds and a combination of steam room cold plunge. So activating my system and then going within to get connected with breath hold work. And something occurred that I would love to unpack. Before I do that, it's really essential that you stay present and feel this as all the episodes are opportunities to check in and reflect, right? That's it. So 4 agreements apply, right? So I'm sitting in it started when I was in the steam room, popped when I was in the plunge, and then definitely went deeper when I was in my breath hold work. And that was deep gratitude for the elements that I was working with, right? So fire for the steam, water. I was definitely deeply in nature. Air, breath, earth that I was on, right? And then that reflection for me caused me to pop and say, wow, what gratitude for my medicine. And which then led to the next thoughts. What's in your medicine cabinet? And I asked that so this is where the don't take it personal comes in, but check in, right? Especially in the Western culture, especially in the US, what's locked into not only the psychology of most every single human, but literally into the structural design of every American home. If you walk into anybody's house, walk into their bathroom, and above the sink, there's a structure. What is that structure called? Yep, a medicine cabinet. It might have a mirror on the front of it, but when you open it, it has shelves, and in there's some kind of medicine. It's a medicine cabinet, literally built into the home of every American household. Like, that says a lot, that this country builds medicine cabinets into its house, into its structure, right? Because that's locked into most people's psychology. And so again, it's not judgment. It's called perspective, and then choice, right? Because if that's the path you desire, awesome. If you desire and choose to remember that there's other ways and other opportunities and different action steps that lead to different outcomes, then welcome, yeah? So I was then like, okay, if I opened up, first of all, literally don't have a medicine cabinet. Above my sink is a mirror. That's it. There's not even anything behind it. As I was reflecting on, holy smokes, like what beauty. So if I had a medicine cabinet, as soon as you pulled the mirror, what would you see there? Breath, conscious languaging, up-leveling the nerve system, nature, forgiveness, gratitude. So these are not some esoteric thoughts. They're very tangible, real tools that can be applied. So in this case, for me personally, and for those who have a similar medicine cabinet, people that I've taught and others who generated their own, I literally do not use anything. I don't put anything in my body that comes from a pharmaceutical. Matter of fact, I don't even take supplements. I haven't spent a dime on healthcare in decades and decades and decades, quote unquote healthcare, right? In the allopathic or medical model. And so the invitation is to assess. Like, if you have a cabinet and you open it and it doesn't just have a toothbrush and a tooth and a comb, right? Or shaver or perfume or whatever you have. What is that there for? And why do you have it? Again, remember, this isn't judgment. this is a time to check in. We have grown up, especially in the US, in this Western society of, there's something wrong with me, I'm broken, and I need to be fixed. Like, that's the undercurrent. And what's the standard way to fix that? Something from outside of you. A pill, a potion, a lotion. But does that ever get to causality? Never. It's all symptom-based treatment. And so if you're looking to really get well, first and foremost, you got to remember healing comes from inside out. It's the only way it works, right? You can take all the fancy items, whatever that is, natural or synthetic, and put them in a corpse. Nothing happens. Nothing. So only if there's vitality or life force in the body, then if you put something in, does something happen, right? And so if you would like to learn how to use different tools and transition, if you happen to have something in your medicine cabinet that isn't fully based on support naturally and accesses causality, not just symptoms, one, keep listening, and two, check into other episodes, and for sure, come join me in different places. August, I have a 3-day event called Life by Design, which we will definitely unpack some yummy processes. And in October, it's a 4-day event on the property where we do breath work, cold plunge, fire walking, lots of internal and tons of internal processes to change what's in your medicine cabinet. Yep. And first and foremost is getting the trust back into you, that you are the one you're looking for. You are the healer because it is your system and it's up to you, not someone else. You're the only one that can heal yourself. Yet when we're brought up thinking that we, one, can't or don't know how, then we feel helpless until we rely on some external source. I would love to be able to support you and remind you of what's possible and then give you the tools and strategies so you can and apply those, yeah? So again, when I was sitting there and going, wow, what gratitude for the medicine in my cabinet. Nature, breath, conscious languaging, the adjusting process, movement, gratitude, appreciation, caring, right? These are states of being that change your physiology. And you can intervene in that at any time. If you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, you're not in the present moment, right? So that's the first thing, is get back into the present moment. Most people, as I did, we spend a lot of our time in the past or future, and everywhere else, but really in the moment that exists, presence. And the quickest way back to presence is breath, consciously breathing, because you have an involuntary process that breathes you, that keeps you existing. But to be present and fully alive requires volition, intention. And you can do that by choosing to engage your breath consciously, which keeps you here now. So, stress, life, overwhelm, because you're elsewhere. Even in the midst of chaos, you can be the eye of the hurricane, and your breath is the fastest way back in. Then there's a place to deal with your thoughts. What are you focusing on? Changing your physiology, movement for sure, and being mindful what terminology and language you're speaking to. Are you feeding the drama trauma, or are you feeding the possibilities? Yeah? So again, simply, what's in your medicine cabinet? And if you'd like to upgrade to have the cool part, the majority of everything I just shared with you is free. Nature, free. Breath, free. Being mindful of your thoughts and choosing wisely, free. Just takes effort. Gratitude, right? So these are all free versus the stuff typically in the medicine cabinet, very expensive and very toxic and never gets to causality, right? So your choice. I know my path. This is my choice. What works for you? If you'd like to play differently, click on one of the links and see what resonates. Life by Design in August, the Art of Living experience in October. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the TAO-Living podcast. Until next time, abundant blessings. Ciao.
To connect further and dive deeper, you can always reach me at my website, loucorletto.com, LOUCORLETO, or in the social channels, Facebook, loucorletto.official, Instagram, lou_Corletto, Twitter, lou_Corletto, and LinkedIn. Until next time, remember who you be. Abundant blessings.